So how do you think more positive and you really want to let go of those negative thinking patterns and overly thinking in a negative way and overthinking? Just letting this go and think more positive. Well, I'm telling you one thing. It is possible, but it is work. You need to deliberately practicing that, right? I'm a coach. I help people to change their behavior and their thoughts. But in this video, I'm giving you one tool that is major and key. And if you truly understand it, then you will change on the long run your thinking. If you do it half-assed, you can forget it and you can just click away. Now, this tool, you might have heard about this before, it's called a healthy reframing. Now, if you understood what reframing is, you really understood deeply that whatever you look at in life, any situation or people, you can gain perspective and you can look at everything from different frames, from thousands of different frames. Now, I'm giving you an example. You play a competitive sports, for example, you play tennis and you lost. Now, one frame would be, damn it, I lost, I'm a loser, or at least I'm worse than this guy. Like, that's shit, I would have loved to won. Okay. If you go through that in life and through this sports competition, you will get disencouraged if you lose. And at some point, maybe you even stop or you will hate it and you're not really improving. On the other side, you could choose another frame and say, oh, well, I lost, that's not the optimal thing. I would, of course, enjoy to win, but I can learn from that. I can learn from that more than if I would have won. Now, how can I improve? Maybe I can ask the guy how I can improve. I already know how I can get better. Thanks for the information. And now it's getting interesting because I improve. Another angle, more positive one. Now, how do you change this angle? By becoming aware of what is happening. Oh, I think negative again. I'm down because I lost. Okay. Is there another perspective? Yeah, well, okay, the growth mindset, right? I can grow from that. Okay, interesting. Let's steer my attention in this direction. And it actually works if you put effort into this and awareness. Because all those negative people who think constantly negative, and maybe you are one of them, and you're honest with that, they look at it from one perspective, and yes, of course, winning in that sense is nicer, but they neglect the other side. They neglect the positive aspects. And I want you to become aware, at least, of those positive aspects. Now, framing is very, very important in a lot of different aspects. For example, I'm always telling my clients to not focus on an output goal. For example, I want to read 10 pages today in the book that I'm currently reading. That's an output, right? The output is the result is you get 10 pages. No, reframe it and say, oh, I just focus on the input. Well, this means after waking up, I read for 20 minutes focusedly. This is my input. Independent of what the output is, maybe there are a couple of pages with a lot of density of information. I just focus on the 20 minutes reading. Doesn't matter whether I read 3 pages or 20, it's good. Well, a different framing. It is actually more positive framing in that sense because you get more motivated on the long run, right? And this frame totally shifts it. Imagine you read for 20 minutes and you want to read 10 pages within this 20 minutes, but the 10 pages are super difficult, so you're not getting it. But you read 20 minutes diligently and afterwards you feel bad because you didn't finish what you wanted to do. And the other way around, you finish after 10 minutes because it's so easy and you knew already almost everything. After 10 minutes, you slack off, even though you could have read 10 more minutes. So the input is much better. Reframing this in the input goal gives you more output and makes you more motivated. And it's the same with positive thinking. I give you an example. I texted with a friend of mine a couple of days ago, or I made her a voice message. I sent her a voice message and she didn't respond for a while. And finally she responded and said, hey, thank you for your response, really lovely. She answered a little bit and said, hey, let me get back to you. I will respond to the rest later. I didn't respond to that. And the next day she made a voice message and said, hey, here's now the rest of my response. And she explicitly said, thank you, Marco, for reading my message, but not writing anything to that. I respect that very much because you read the message and you didn't want to respond because then there are two responses and you were patient enough and waited for me. Thank you very much. And actually, this is exactly the way I meant it. That's why I did not respond. And she framed it in this perspective. And I'm sure that there are other people who would frame this in a negative sense, like, oh, he read the message but didn't respond. What is wrong with him? Is he now pissed that I didn't respond for a while? A different angle. Now again, when you're in this situation, accept it. You can't just make a switch and be like, okay, let's just switch and it's fine. No, it's effort. Accept it. Okay, I'm thinking negative again. Which other possibility, which other frame could I potentially use? Just potentially. Right? And this is an exercise. And if you do this on the long run, you will think more positively. It's like meditation, right? You meditate and breathe. A thought is coming up. And then you're like, no, I'm staying here. The moment when you steer yourself back to the breath and you realize, oh, my thoughts are gone. Let's go back. This is the moment when you're like lifting the gym and the weights in the gym, metaphorically. This is when you improve. And the moment when you become aware, oh, I think negative. Okay, is this negativity the full reality or is there another frame that might be possible? Yes, there is. Okay. By becoming aware of this constantly over time, you shift your attention, right? By the way, you can only see 2% in your visual field and every senses you experience right now in this moment while watching this video. Only 2% you can actually focus on and look at. And this is also your frame, right? So become aware of this. Oh, I'm thinking negative. Is there another perspective of reality that I could look at things? And this will improve your positive thinking. And now you might say, Marco, I don't want to be ignorant. I don't want to just throw this away and be like, oh, there is no negativity. He probably meant it in a good way and life is beautiful. There is some negativity. Why do you tell me to just reframe it in a positive way all the time? Sometimes it's just shit. Well, I'm not telling you to just throw away the negativity and say there is no negativity. It's just bees and flowers and everything is beautiful. No. But of all those different angles and frames there are in the world, it depends how big do you make a frame and how small do you make a frame, right? So let's say the coronavirus. Everybody knows about this coronavirus and is affected by that. Now, I'm not saying that it's good that the coronavirus is there. But I'm also not making that frame so big that it's part of my everyday life and I'm always afraid about it, as I see other people are doing that. I made this frame rather small and be like, okay, there is this coronavirus. Some things happened. For example, a friend from China couldn't visit me here in Germany. I would love to see her. Didn't happen. That's unfortunate, yeah. And some other things, some other opportunities I couldn't use right now, such as traveling and other smaller aspects. But I just made this frame smaller. And then I reframed it and it was like, okay, what else could I use my time now? And then I got more into online coaching, built my online coaching business. I started writing a book because I was like, well, if I can't travel, I can't do a lot. Okay, let's maybe write a book together. Then I found a friend, a consultant. I'm writing a book right now about behavioral change. I'm doing more online coaching, even more than before. And this would have not happened if the coronavirus would not be there. Because I put it in a different frame and I was like, okay, what are at least now the opportunities I could do? Also then at some point I visited some friends in Germany since I lived at this time in Germany. So I could do that. Really did beautiful things there, the YouTube collaborations with other German YouTubers. And I wouldn't have done this without the corona probably. Because I more focused it in a positive way and thought like, hey, what are the opportunities? Because there are really some people who made a lot of money during the coronavirus and also because of the coronavirus and other people who really gained great opportunities, right? So I focused on that, reframed it, looked at it more from the opportunity angle. And yes, there was still this negative part, but I just made this smaller and it was kind of like in my periphery of my attention. I didn't even think about it all day long. I more made this opportunity frame bigger and looked at that, right? So negativity is everywhere in life. Don't neglect it, look at it, and move on. If there's weed in the grass, don't overdo it and be like, oh no, there's weed in the grass, what the hell, I need to do this and that, and complain about it. No, just go there and pick it out, remove it, and that's fine. And then move on. Right? It's always about your focused attention. And again, 2% of your attention, the 2% you can only perceive in your visual field in all these stimuli that coming in. So you can never see everything of reality. And the question is, where does it lead you if you think negative? How do you react then on that? How positive do you feel about it? How motivated are you? And what is it doing with your mind and psychology if you think more positive, more opportunity-based? That's the question. And again, it takes awareness, it takes massive action and effort and deliberate practice. It's work. Reminding yourself every day, maybe even make a journal. Right? Write in your journal, what was good today, what bad, when did I thought more in the negative way? How could I reframe that in a positive way? What is the opportunity here potentially? And this is how you, on the long run, think more and more positive. By putting this negative parts smaller and the positive parts bigger and look more from this angle. Now, it's no rocket science. I know maybe you watched by now and you're like, well, Marco, I thought there's some rocket science tip coming up. You're a psychologist, right? I thought there's some damn PhD insight. No. It's easy, but it's not simple if you want it this way. Right? It's easy to understand this method, but it's not simple to execute on it. To actually track, what are my thoughts today? When am I positive? When negative? How can I change that? What would be a reframing? That's effort. Doing this every single day, over months, over years, that's effort. But it becomes more and more natural, becomes more and more part of your identity. And it becomes less and less effortful. And at some point, you just walk throughout the day, something's coming up, you're not even getting fully hit by it because you're like, oh, okay, it seems negative at first, but maybe there's a positive side, who knows? And then the other people next to you experience the same stuff and they're fully getting anxious about it and only see the negativity because they haven't practiced the positive thinking. So do that, get that straight, monitor your negative thoughts, write them down if it helps you. Also surround yourself with more positive people. You are the average of the 5 people, people you spend most time with. It's just a fact. We are individuals, we are human beings, and human beings adapt by nature, right? So if you're around positive people, you adapt in a more positive way. You also take more of those frames and perspectives. So be deliberate with whom you're spending time with and steer your direction into the positivity, not neglecting it, but focus on the opportunities. Now, I hope this video helped you. I hope you take action on that. Again, if you need help with that, you can book a free coaching call with me. I am a coach. I'm a psychologist. I studied psychology and coach people only, mostly online, sometimes also offline, but most of the time online. Yeah. Good luck with that. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.